Okay. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to our Dharma family service. And you know what? There's been two special birthdays this month, right? One of them is Shinran Shonin. And we did that last weekend, right? And the official date was this past Friday, May 21st. So that's, normal May for us, and we celebrate the birthday of Shinran Shonin, right, the founder of our school of Buddhism. But there's another birthday this Wednesday. Can you guess who? Shakyamuni Buddha. Woohoo! And you think to yourself, Sensei, didn't we already do that? I think we already did that in April, right? And so the answer in one sense is yes, we did do it in April, and that's correct. But Shakyamuni's birthday can also be celebrated in May. And actually it moves around, okay? This is called Vesak. And it's because different countries, different traditions observe things at different times. And the reason why we do it in April and Vesak, which is more Theravada, does it usually around May, is because we're doing solar calendar and they're doing lunar calendar. Right? I didn't really learn this stuff until I became a minister. And, I never even thought about Easter that much because it's not one of my holidays even before I became Buddhist, right? But Easter moves around too, huh? And so a lot of times the religious holidays, Rosh Hashanah, right? Passover, Ramadan, right? A lot of these holidays are being observed on the lunar calendar instead of the solar calendar. So that's why we can do Shakyamuni Buddha's birthday in April, right? April 8th is our official date. But you can also see other people celebrating Shakyamuni's birthday later, usually sometime around May, right? And that's called Vesak. And so there's a reason why I'm talking about this. Well, there's probably a few reasons. A lot of it is because we just need to know that there's different versions, right? That if we meet different people, we're going to find different versions, right, of the dates of the holidays. And even Higashi does lunar too, right? We're in Nishi Honganji. And then there's also Higashi Honganji. And so they do Hoonko usually in the later in the year, around in the fall or early winter, right? November. So they're doing Hoonko then, and we're doing Hoonko in January because of this. We're doing it solar, they're doing it lunar. So it's kind of neat, right? The reason I'm talking about this, you're going to hear about it in the announcements, but there is going to be a special event for Vesak on Wednesday. And they're going to ask everyone to light a candle, right, at a certain time in honor of Shakyamuni Buddha's birthday. So that's, look forward to that. We'll be sending out an email. There might be another special event too that we can't really tell you about right away, but it's pretty special, pretty exciting. So watch your email on Wednesday for these kind of special Vesak, Buddha's birthday celebrations. Actually, Vesak is Buddha's birthday, Buddha's enlightenment, and Buddha's passing into Nirvana, final Nirvana, right? Vesak actually is an all-in-one celebration for all three of those. Here at BCO and in BCA, we like to have separate ones so we can fill up our special service calendar throughout the year, right? So in February, we do Buddha passing away. In April, we do Buddha's birthday. And then December, we do Buddha's awakening, Buddha's enlightenment, right? And we like to have our once a month, our special service. So we're going to stick to that. But we should also know about Vesak, right? That here's another version of Buddha's birthday, Buddha's enlightenment. You realize I'm sitting up straighter so you can see my Wakasa here. This is a special one I got when I was in Japan. Normally it's Sagari Fuji, the wisteria crest. But I got able to get this special one, which has Dharma Wheels, right? The Dharma Wheel. And remember, the Dharma Wheel has 8 spokes that symbolize the Eightfold path, right? This basic Buddhist teaching said to be from Shakyamuni Buddha's first sermon, his first talk after he was awakened, right? And so we also often see this 8-spoke Dharma wheel, right, symbolizing the Eightfold Noble Path. VT SCLEM is our acronym. Do you remember that? Right view, right thought, right speech, right conduct, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right meditation. I did it. 8, right? The Eightfold Noble Path. Personally, I don't consider myself to be walking the Eightfold Noble Path. I consider myself to be Jodo Shinshu. And so my practice is saying the Nembutsu, right? Living my life. But it's still important to know. I think of the Eightfold Path as important things to know of values and ideas that we can be aware of. So right view. For me, I don't have right view. I see things the way I want to see, right? I see things with a kind of self-centered perspective. But to realize, wow, but the way I view things is important, right? To realize that. Right thought, right? That I don't have right thought all the time, right? And I'm not sitting around trying to have right thought all the time, but I'm thinking a lot. I have a lot of thoughts, right? And to have an awareness of, wow, what might right thought be in Buddhism? And am I doing it or not? I will think pure and beautiful thoughts is one version we get from Golden Chain. But are we thinking pure and beautiful thoughts every moment of every day? Even if we could do it during the day, are we thinking them as we sleep, right? Or are dreams having different thoughts that are not right thought, right? Right speech, to speak in a kind and gentle way, to speak the truth all the time, not easy, right? And yet to realize, wow, my words are important, right? The things I say are really important because they can have a really deep impact on other people. So if I say mean things, it could really hurt someone, right? And to realize that maybe I do sometimes, right? And so to realize that this basic teaching, the Eightfold Path symbolized by the Dharma Wheel, right? And to realize, wow, that's a cool symbol that we might even be able to find here at the BCO Naijin. Although we have a lot of wisteria, I don't think we have so many Dharma wheels here in our Naijin, but other temples, even BCA headquarters has a big Dharma wheel, I think, on the outside, right? So this is a really important symbol in Buddhism, the Dharma wheel, turning the wheel of the Dharma. Without Shakyamuni, if he hadn't been born, this would be a totally different world. Right? If Shakyamuni hadn't been born, I might not even exist. But even if I did, I'd be totally different. Right? This deep impact that Shakyamuni had on me, had on the world, right? And so to realize this and to think about Shakyamuni, it's a really special time. We're getting an extra chance, right? Because we did it for Hanamatsuri, for a Hanamatsuri service. And now we get this extra chance on Wednesday with Vesak. Okay, so let's think about the this weekend, maybe today we can think about Shinran and Shakyamuni. Right, so interesting, huh? Shakyamuni taught so many things. Shakyamuni had so many teachings, and I personally, I think a lot of them helped me in my life. Right, the Four Noble Truths. To realize, wow, you know, if I find suffering in my life or dissatisfaction, there's a reason. It's because of the 3 poisons. Right? And that there is a way to escape from samsara too. And for some people, it's to follow the Eightfold Path. For me, it's following this path taught by Shinran of Nembutsu, of entrusting in the Buddha, taking refuge in Amida Buddha and saying Namo Amida Butsu, but also living my life. Right? Just live your life, be yourself. And yet reflecting on the Buddha, taking refuge in the Buddha, thinking about Buddha's teachings when they come to mind. Right? And so, you know, Four Noble Truths, Eightfold Paths, 6 Paramitas, impermanence, interconnectedness, mind only, you know, the 3 natures, emptiness. Already I'm up to 8, right, of 8 separate teachings. There's way more, 12-fold chain of causation. I could keep going and going and going. I'm kind of at the end of my list, but there's more. Right? Ideally, everything that happens to me, I could pull the right teaching, right, and apply it and do it right and be perfect. Right? Maybe in an ideal world. I'm not an ideal person, so I can't do that. I don't have the motivation. I'm too lazy. I don't have the memory, right? So many things where I'm full of anger, full of desire, ignorant of the truth, right? And yet I can still encounter this Dharma. I can still live my life in a Buddhist way, in Jodo Shinshu, Namo Amida Butsu. Living your life, saying the Nembutsu, thinking about the Buddha, also reflecting on yourself. So I love to learn about Buddhism. I love to try and apply it in my life. But ultimately, for Jodo Shinshu, Namo Amida Butsu, you're accepted as you are. Right? This is the key part of Shinran's teaching, that you don't have to be something else. You don't have to feel like I'm not good enough. You don't have to feel excluded from Amida's compassion, because Amida's compassion is universal, accepts you as you are. Right? So that we say, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. We're brought to take refuge in Amida Buddha through this other power of awakening itself. And yet, not all Buddhists follow this path, right? So this Wednesday, when we do Vesak, it's a chance to be with these other Buddhists who might follow different. Some people do Zen. Some people follow there's so many different Tibetan teachings, right? Theravada Buddhism, if you're a layperson, it's very different than if you're a monk, right? And so, but we're all Buddhist, right? So we can be different. Even within Buddhism, there's a lot of difference, right? But even within Buddhism, we can be different and all be Buddhist. There's a lot of different people out there, even though we're different, right? Even though we can be so different, culturally so different, and yet we're all human, right? Can't we appreciate each other's differences at the same time being together, right? Together in difference, together in diversity. And that's one of the big things for me for this Vesak, right? That it's actually not our holiday. We don't do Vesak throughout the year, and yet it's Buddhist, and yet we do a different version of it at different times. Right? So on this Wednesday, let's appreciate our differences as Buddhists, also celebrate being Buddhist. Maybe we can even celebrate being American and being Buddhist, right? Is that something that's really been acknowledged? I think it will be soon, right? And really, really wonderful, because I personally think Buddhism is perfect for America. It answers so many of the problems that we have, gives so many potential solutions, allows me to be myself, to be American, and to be Buddhist, just Jodo Shinshu even, right? So let's conclude my talk with a Gatha, and I'm going to share the screen, and it's one that we had last month. So let's sing In Lumbini's Garden in appreciation of Buddha's birthday, which we did last month, right? But we're doing it again for Vesak for this coming Wednesday. Softly blew the breezes on that glorious morn in Lumbini's garden, where the Buddha was born. From the earth sprang flowers, birds in warble sang, while earth and heaven strains of music rang. Gods, humans, and animals all for worship came. Glory to the Buddha, glory to his name. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda.